Welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just lacking general advice or mentorship, you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation, the strategies, and the support you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, don't have one, which is really sad, and let's take your desk to another level. Now, today's episode it's still in that planning flavor. We're still at the beginning of the year, but this one's really going to help those individuals, whether you're a business leader, a director of a big firm, medium firm, or for yourself. But if you always have 1,000 ideas, 1,000 strategies, all these items that you want to get done, and it's a big long list of things, and it might be like, setting up a SharePoint. It might be hiring new staff. It might be opening up the service line. Like, you get it, right? All these ideas. And you just don't know where to start. Which one do you pick? Do you just randomly pick it? Do you go gut feel? I'm here to give you a tool and just a really simple framework to help you on that, because I am definitely ADD. Undiagnosed, unmedicated, but I do know that I like to build systems around myself to make sure that I'm optimizing my performance. And if ADD can be a superpower, and also can be really debilitating in the sense that you get an idea and you run with it, and then all of a sudden you're running down this path and it has nothing to do with where you're trying to actually go. It just felt good at the time. So this exercise is great for making sense of those big, long strategic lists, ideas lists, and going, which ones do we tackle first? And it's a really simple one, so let's get stuck into it. You are going to get your list, put it on the table, boom, or print it out, or whatever. And then you're going to sit down and you're going to have 3 pieces of paper. The first piece of paper is, you're just going to label it 20% or more. The second piece of paper is 0 to 20%. And the third piece of paper is BAU, business as usual. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the first item on that list of yours and go, okay, I need to hire a new staff member. Is that business as usual? Not really. Is that going to create a 0 to 20% increase in revenue or profits or growth? Yes. Is it going to do more than 20%? You might go, nah, it's 20% because in the grand scheme of things. So we put it in the 20%, the 0 to 20% page. Great. Next, I want to develop an internal SharePoint page for, storing documents, comms, internal comms, all that sort of stuff. Where does that go? Is that going to create over 20% growth in my business? No. Is it going to create 0 to 20%? No. It's business as usual. So that's cool. It needs to be done, but let's put it in business as usual. And you get the gist. You go through. Now all of a sudden you might go, okay, I want to open up a new division, and I to do that I need to do X, Y, Z. Right? So I would look at that and go, if I open a new division and I get it right, chances are it's going to create 20% or more growth in my business. So that's going to go in the 20% plus piece of paper or bucket or whatever you want to call that. Let's work through your entire list, and before you know it, you've got items that are business as usual, items that are going to be 0 to 20% growth, and then you've got things that are 20% growth or more. The only thing you need to focus on today is to deplete that list of 20% or more growth. They're the bits that really are going to push the needle, okay? They're the ones that you go, that's what we tackle first. They're the ones where you go, that's where our finances go. That's where our resources go. Because if we get that right, we are actually going to be moving the needle and growing our business, okay? And the other end of that spectrum, business as usual, there might be items in there that you need to just keep yourself, but they're the ones that if you can outsource or offload those activities, you should. Because they ain't going to grow your business. They might streamline it. They might make things more efficient. They might make it look cool, but they're not going to grow your business. So that is actually, I don't want to say waste of your time, but it is something someone else can do. If you can offload it to someone else, everything on that business as usual list, you really should. You really, really, really should think, do I need to be spending my energy and time on the business as usual list, or should I be over here at the stuff that matters, over 20% growth list? I know you know the answer. And that's as simple as that. The 20% growth stuff, look, I think within that, that's just the secondary to-do list, right? So you don't get to that until you've done that first one. And even that 0 to 20% growth stuff, you could probably offload a bunch of that stuff too and go, who in the business could do these activities? Could I outsource any of those things? Could I get an expert in to do that for me? Because your time needs to be spent, particularly if you're a director, a business leader, you're looking to push or grow your business. It's the stuff that's going to move the needle over 20% or more that you need to focus your energy on. Too often we get distracted. We get bogged down in just getting stuff done. And I'm going to get this done. That's easy. I'll just get that done. It's not growing. It's not growing you. I've fallen into that trap many times. So that is an exercise that when it was shown to me, it was just such a huge light bulb moment. It has made such a difference to my focus and energy. It has given me great joy and excitement because the stuff you're working on, is meaningful. And yeah, hopefully you guys get something out of that as well. That's all we have time for today. Really quick episode, and that is the point. We don't want these to drag out and be boring along. If you got anything out of it, please like, share, subscribe. That helps. You know the drill. Comment on our things on LinkedIn or on Instagram or on TikTok, wherever you consume your socials, we're there. So, if you see us, give us a like. We appreciate it. We see every single one, and we high five in the hallways sometimes. That's all we have time for you today. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.